SSC and equivalent exam results announced with 77.77% pass. Results presented to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina inaugurates distribution of 5 lakh home silos for preserving food grains in disaster-prone areas. Two-day OIC Foreign Ministers meeting concludes with adoption of Dhaka Declaration, ministerial body to be formed on Rohingya crisis. Powerful explosion in Gaza kills at least 6 Palestinians. Hamas holds Israel responsible. And second ISSF International Archery Championship 2018 starts in Dhaka with 18 countries participating. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Shongit Ahmed, welcoming you all to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Center.
And I'm Imtiaz Ahmed Siddiqui, welcoming you once again. You just heard the headlines, moving on to the details of those and other stories. The results of secondary school certificate SSC and equivalent examinations 2018 under 10 education boards published today with 77.77% pass. Education Minister Nur Islam Nahid handed over a summary of the results to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Gana Bhavan this morning. Later, Chairman of 10 education boards handed over the result of their respective board to the Prime Minister. In her speech at the function, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said peace and security at all levels of the society is the most important prerequisite for a country's development. She urged everybody to make their efforts to establish peace and security in the society, saying one day Bangladesh would emerge as a developed country, as its independence earned at the cost of huge blood cannot go in vain. The Prime Minister said 100% literacy is also required to build poverty and hunger-free Bangladesh. Bangladesh needs many golden suns in the coming days to build the golden Bengal of Bangabandhu. While talking to the students and officials of Bandarban and Borishal districts through a video conference, the Prime Minister said her government has a plan to build more residential schools in remote areas of the country and Chittagong hill tracts. A total of 20,26,574 students under 10 educational boards appeared in this year's SSC and equivalent examinations. Out of them, 15,76,104 students became successful, with 1,10,629 obtaining GPA 5. Rajshahi Education Board has secured the top position among 10 education boards with 86.07% pass rate in the SSC and equivalent examinations this year. The pass rate of Dhaka Board is 81.48%, while it is 80.40% in Kumilla, 77.11% in Borishal Board, 76.64% in Jashore Board, 77.62% in Dinajpur Board, 75.50% in Chattogram Board, 70.42% in Sylhet Board, 70.89% in Madrasa Board and 71.96% in Technical Education Board. According to the results, Sylhet Education Board fell at the bottom of this year's SSC and equivalent examination results in terms of pass rate. At a press briefing on SSC results at his ministry today, Education Minister Nur Islam Nahid said the exams of 23 subjects were held through creative method this year. He said the answer sheets of all education boards were evaluated in an identical process. Chief examiners were given training and directives for evaluating the answer sheets properly, he added. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has inaugurated the family silo distributing program in 3 upazilas of Jhalokati district through video conferencing from Gana Bhavan today. With the inauguration of the silo distribution there, the activities began in 63 upazilas under 19 disaster-prone districts of the country, including Jhalokati, Borguna, Potuakhali, Sirajganj and Sunamganj. Food Ministry, under the project titled Modern Food Storage Facilities, is distributing over 5 lakh domestic silos to increase the grain reserve available to households to meet their post-disaster needs. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister termed the initiative as an epoch-making one to ensure food security in the country. She said her government wants to ensure that the country never faces food grain shortage in future. Sheikh Hasina said Bangladesh is a disaster-prone country, and that is why her government constructed modern silos having a total storage capacity of 21 lakh metric tons of food grains, where food grains can be preserved for 2 to 3 years. Describing the economy of Bangladesh as agriculture dependent, she said students of universities should not neglect agriculture sector. Among others, Food Minister Kamrul Islam and Secretary of the Ministry Shahabuddin Ahmed were present at the program, while Principal Secretary Najibur Rahman conducted the video conference. Later, the Prime Minister exchanged views with the local administration and beneficiaries of Jhalokati district.
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said neighbouring Myanmar should take lesson from Bangladesh on how a country can run maintaining religious harmony. The Prime Minister was exchanging greetings with the religious leaders and distinguished persons of the Buddhist community at Ganobhavan this afternoon, marking Buddha Purnima 2018. Reiterating that no religion supports inter-religious violence and anarchy in society, Sheikh Hasina said creation of non-violent environment were the main teachings of Lord Buddha. Talking about Rohingya influx, the Prime Minister said her government took immediate steps so that in spite of the presence of a huge number of Myanmar nationals in CHT region, there was no outbreak or any clashes with the local people. Alongside this, the government also took initiatives to avoid any conflict with neighbouring Myanmar, she said, adding that it began dialogue with the Naypyidaw authority instead. As a result, Bangladesh has got support of the entire world, she added. Sheikh Hasina said people of all religions, including Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist and Christians, fought shoulder to shoulder together in 1971 to live here in peace. Now her government wants to see the people living together in harmony and brotherhood, as secularism was made one of the basic principles of the country after independence, she said. The Prime Minister said her government has been working to protect rights of all irrespective of caste, creed and religion for maintaining social equality in every sphere of life. Sheikh Hasina sought cooperation of all, including Buddhist community, in establishing poverty and hunger-free middle-income country by 2021 and a developed country by 2041. Religious Affairs Minister Principal Manipur Rahman chaired the function, while State Minister for Chittagong Hill Tracts Bir Bahadur U Shoi Singh, Vice Chairman of Buddhist Religious Welfare Trust Shupto Bhashan Borua, Buddhist Shangha Nayak Shuddhananda Mahathero and Dean of London School of Law Prashanta Bhushan Borua also spoke on the occasion. Earlier, trustee of the Buddhist Welfare Trust, Doyal Kumar Borua, handed over a cheque amounting to Taka 5 lakh to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for her Relief and Welfare Trust for the assistance of the Rohingya refugees. During the time, the statue of the Lord Buddha sent by the King of Thailand was also handed over to Sheikh Hasina. The two-day 45th session of Foreign Ministers meeting of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, concluded today with a call for accountability for the atrocities and human rights violations in Rakhine State and to hold the perpetrators to account. In a joint statement following the meeting, Foreign Minister A.H. Mahmood Ali said the delegations unanimously expressed their grave concern on the Rohingya issue, with the number of Rohingyas in Bangladesh having crossed 1 million. He said the member states highly appreciated Bangladesh's role to host those Rohingya people and urged for taking strong action against Myanmar government for serious human rights violation in the Rakhine State. Foreign Minister said the delegations were also joined by Canadian Foreign Minister Chrystia Freeland, who reiterated Canada's strongest condemnation of the situation in the Rakhine state of Myanmar. In a joint statement, Bangladesh Foreign Minister described the event as a landmark in the fast-growing engagement with the international community and yet another example of Bangladesh's ability to successfully host an important international conference on a large scale of this nature. With the CFM, Bangladesh has assumed chairmanship of OIC CFM and will act in this capacity for the next 1 year until the 46th CFM in the United Arab Emirates. And now on to international news. At least 6 people have been killed by an explosion in the Gaza Strip. The explosion took place in Deir al-Bala in central Gaza Strip. At least 3 others were wounded by the blast, the cause of which remains unclear. Hamas military wing said Israel is responsible for the explosion, which it said took place during a complex security and intelligence operation. Israeli officials have denied the allegation. The blast follows weeks of protests along the Israeli-Gaza border as part of the Great March of Return movement.
Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Waidul Qadir has said that Khalida Zia is getting proper treatment following the advices of the medical board, but BNP is doing politics with her health condition. He said this while addressing a public rally in Noakhali today. Earlier, Waidul Qadir inaugurated a number of development projects at Kompaniganj and Kobirhat Upazilas. Ikramul Karim Chaudhry, MP, among others, were present on the occasion. Waidul Qadir said BNP is making complaints to the foreigners failing to gain public support to their movement. He said the next general election will be held following the constitution and Awami League will not interfere with the issue.
Civil Aviation and Tourism Minister AKM Shah Jahan Kamal has laid emphasis on increasing cooperation among the D8 countries to seize the opportunity of flourishing religious and halal tourism. The minister made the remark while visiting Secretary General of D8 Datoku Jafar Ku Shari called on him at his office at the Secretariat in Dhaka today. During the meeting, the D8 Secretary General informed the minister that the next D8 summit will be held in Dhaka that will help Bangladesh promote its tourism potentials in the international arena, especially to the Muslim world.
And now sports news. The second Islamic Solidarity Sports Federation ISSF International Archery Championship 2018 started in the capital today. State Minister for the Youth and Sports Dr. Biren Shikdar inaugurated the championship at the Maulana Bhashani National Hockey Stadium. Secretary General of Bangladesh Olympic Association Syed Shahid Reza, Secretary General of ISSF Muhammad SM Al-Garnas, Bangladesh Archery Federation's President, Retired Lieutenant General Mohammad Moinul Islam, and General Secretary Qazi Rajibuddin Ahmed Chapul were also present on the occasion. A total of 34 archers from 18 countries, including non-Muslim country Nepal, are participating in the 4-day competition. To end the bulletin, the headlines once again. SSC and equivalent exam results announced with 77.77% pass. Results presented to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina inaugurates distribution of 5 lakh home silos for preserving food grains in disaster-prone areas. 2-day OIC Foreign Ministers meeting concludes with adoption of Dhaka Declaration, ministerial body to be formed on Rohingya crisis. Powerful explosion in Gaza kills at least 6 Palestinians. Hamas holds Israel responsible. And second, ISSF International Archery Championship 2018 starts in Dhaka with 18 countries participating.
And that's all from the newsroom for now. Our next news is at 11:30. Do join us again. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz.